Situation in Spain and our sunny and lovely Benidorm's region. The Benidorm hotel thieves are finally under arrest. And what's going on with bars, restaurants and hosteleria here first few weeks of January? Are we getting better and getting some more clients and tourists? You'll know all this in today's news update. Situation in our lovely country is more or less stable. As you all know, we were anxiously waiting for this wave to start going down with a decrease in cases, and finally we've received this amazing news. Cases started decreasing in a lot more than just one autonomic region here in Spain, which can indicate us that the situation is finally getting better. Although we need to wait for today's data, but we are quite positive about that. The situation in hospitals and ICU units is still quite complicated. However, we know that with cases decreasing slowly but surely, it will shortly improve as well. Bars and restaurants restrictions are absolutely the same. We still need the green certificate to be able to go inside, dive in these amazing drinks, cocktails and traditional Spanish Mediterranean style dishes. The vaccination certificate is still necessary for older than 12 years old. As you know, children up until 12 years don't need any kind of vaccination certificate. They still need to register themselves on the official website to obtain the QR code, but they do not need officially vaccination here in Spain, at least just yet. Green certificate in all the hosteleria is obligatory right now, although not on the terraces. We've been to few of them and we've never been asked one. Only in the inside part you need to show it, as well as your passport or identification document. Masks on the outside are still obligatory. However, if you are on a lovely sunny beach here in the area, it's not the case. Also, if you decide to do some sports or stay on the national park somewhere in the forest, natural reserve here in the zone, you won't need to cover up your face with a mask. Only when you are walking down the streets of our lovely towns and villages. The three exceptions to wear a mask are beach area, when it's not obligatory to wear one if you can maintain the safety distancing. It's to stay in the forest or natural park somewhere outside where you barely can see any people, or doing some sports outside on the streets. In all other cases, masks sadly are obligatory just for now. The government did not announce any kind of changes. They said they will start treating this situation as endemic one. However, they did not say if there's going to be any changes in terms of restrictions. So far, everything remains the same. The second news comes, of course, from our lovely and sunny Benidorm city. Last summer, which was August, September, we started to have a lot of trouble in some of the hotels here in Benidorm, which were even 4 and 4+ stars hotel, with some thieves and robberies inside. They were stealing basically things from inside of the rooms of the guests that were coming to visit our lovely and sunny town. This was a very difficult situation that police did not really know how to handle very well back then. They started to search for these people, but obviously it was not as easy. But this January, a few days ago, we finally received the news that these two women that were stealing things from the hotel room, which were considered as forced robberies just because they were entering with force inside of these hotel rooms. Obviously, they did not have any kind of key to get in, which is why this was the case. They stole a lot of credit cards, cash, could have been some kind of accessories, rings, earrings, everything of the value that people had inside of these rooms. These were not many cases, but still it was very, very serious thing, which was worrying a lot of the hotels here in the area. All these hotels that were affected were treating it in silence so that tourists would not know. I even did not know it myself. I only got to know it recently from the police departments, but I wish they could have told it to us just in case to prevent some more things to being stolen from the tourists. However, I get they wanted to have their good reputation maintained, which is why they did not say anything at all. The two women that were arrested right now here in Benidorm were approximately between 26 and 35 years old. One of them was Italian nationality, which is the one that was stealing things from the hotel. Right now, what they say is that they are under arrest and they're waiting for the judge to decide what's going to be happening with them. Normally in these type of cases with forced stealing or forced entry to the room, which is not theirs, usually we have quite a few years in prison. They might be able to get out with a specific fine or with a prepayment, but they will need to stay at home. They won't be able to get out anywhere. They will need to wear a bracelet if a judge decides so. But usually prison is the solution for these type of cases. When they finally found these ladies, I don't know how to call them right because they did not do good things, but let's say ladies, when they found them on the Mediterranean Avenue of our lovely Benidorm a few days ago, they've had on them more than 4,540 euros in cash, which is a huge amount, imagine. And of course, they had some more data about future hotels they would like to steal from. And it was confirmed that they are being searched in Madrid for exactly the same things that they did here in Benidorm. So let's hope they will stay in prison for quite a long time and the judge won't decide to leave them go freely just with a small fine, because they will obviously get back to what they were doing here last summer. The last news comes from our lovely bars and restaurants here in Benidorm area that were suffering quite a lot during these difficult few years that we had in here. The year has definitely not been easy for a lot of the places, bars, restaurants and cafeterias in here. This year, first few weeks, we can already see how the winter will be going. And a lot of the places here in the zone in Benidorm, Albir, Altea, they start with 50% of all the businesses shut down, simply shut down due to various reasons, and millions of euros are lost, obviously due to this situation. Some of them decide to close for holidays, how for example this cafeteria and ice cream shop, Hijonenka, that's here in Albir. Others decide to do some reform or refurbishment. And third ones simply decide to close not to generate so many expenses during the winter, waiting for the better times to come. This situation will be here for obviously a few more weeks up until the usual spring-summer tourism will start. In the hotel, the situation is slightly better than in bars and restaurants. If at the end of December, beginning of January, we used to have 50 people on the average, right now, those of them who decided not to close down, which are only a few sadly, are having approximately 150-200 guests, especially on weekends. I know that sadly way more hotels of those that I've showed you and still did not have time to show you from Benidorm have decided to shut their doors, waiting for the better time to come and waiting for this summer season to start. Those of them who did not do so right now are very happy about their decision, because way more people from UK, British are coming here to our sunny and lovely Benidorm once again due to the ease of the restrictions coming back to UK. Winter has never been easy for hotels, but those of them who eventually did close down will be opening up back in spring 2022. Some of them will be opening at the end of February and others in March, ready to receive the new tourist wave of summer season 2022. What's the weather like in our lovely and sunny country today? As you can see, beautiful blue skies are waiting for us, and this type of weather will be in all entire Spain the next few upcoming days. As you can see on this map, there's going to be only some light clouds on the south or north parts of Spain and on Canarian Islands. Approximately Thursday, Friday, there's going to be some more clouds coming up to our Mediterranean area of Benidorm, but no rain at all. So great weather for all those of you who are decided to come to Benidorm once again right now in winter. The temperatures, we did have quite a few yellow alerts due to low temperatures here in the region and in general in all Spain. They're usually in the morning time up until 10, 11, and then it's all warm, nice and cozy. The temperatures are right here on the screen, and as you can see, our region will have approximately 14-15 degrees, they said. But right now it's approximately 11 in the morning and it's already too warm to be with a winter coat. So I suppose with all this lovely sunlight, we will have more or less 17, 18 degrees maybe. In the shade, it's true that it's going to be 14, 15 degrees today, but still very nice and warm comparing to other northern countries. In our favorite town, Benidorm, we'll have approximately 15 degrees on the sunshine. The real feel might be of 17, 18. In Alicante, 15 degrees as well. In Barcelona, 15. Granada and Malaga, absolutely the same temperature. In Sevilla, plus 18. In Madrid, just 11 degrees today. Murcia, 16. Balearic Islands, 15. Canary, and the warmest ever, which is normal right now in winter, 22, 23 lovely degrees, and Valencia plus 16. The water temperature, for those of you who are thinking if you would be willing to swim in our lovely Mediterranean Sea, will be just of 15 degrees, but it's still more than half degrees more than it should be in winter, so not as bad either. I'll see you tomorrow with a new amazing video from new businesses that open up on the Levante beach. Bye!